Okay, we'll be looking over my lesson that I did with Bella, and we'll be pointing out the best parts and then the parts that could have used some improvement. So let's watch.
All right, second grade. Miss Laird, and this is
Mr. Jamie.
and today we're gonna work on math, so we're gonna work on skip counting by fives and tens. Who thinks they know how to skip count by 5 and 10? Okay, we got some confident learners.
I think first thing, choosing a lesson such as skip counting worked really well with incorporating musical elements. So I think we did a good job by picking that. Counting really does have a lot to do with, beats and melodies, which was the direction that we were going in. So I like that a lot.
So we have all been working on addition and subtraction, but skip counting is a way that can help us with our math abilities and adding. So let's go through first skip counting by five. So let's all start at 0 and go through them together, okay? So 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Good job, guys. Does anyone?
Like I said with the praise comment already, with just the counting, it did have sort of like a rhythm to it. So it was pretty easy then to blend the two together.
They can raise their hands to count by fives until 25. Lisa? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Good job. Good job. Looks like you guys are already really good at skip counting.
Did a good job with student engagement too.
But sometimes I struggle to skip count. So today we're going to be learning to skip count using a song in case you ever forget.
Okay, guys. Can anybody tell me what a melody is?
I think I should have rephrased the question. I feel like the rephrasing would have been more so apparent if I was actually in front of second graders. I think I asked the question like that because it is hard to look at the class and imagine them as second graders, but should have been more. I should have asked like a question like, okay, what do you guys know about the melody? Do you guys think you know what a melody is? Instead of like asking it for an outright definition, because I feel like even at a college level, a lot of people are like, what is a melody actually? So the question could have used some rephrasing.
That's okay. So melody is a series of musical notes that are grouped together to create a tune.
I
And
will say I did assess pretty quickly that they didn't understand what a melody was, or maybe the question, and quickly just defined it for them instead of making the lesson awkward and like having like a pause in between that would have disrupted the flow of the lesson.
yeah,
So today we have a popular melody you might know, and we're going to play it for you. And then you're going to try and guess what song it is. After an ad.
starts at the same place. What is this?
Raise your hand when you think you know the song.
What song is this?
Blank Space by Taylor
See,
Swift.
students were already excited and were already engaged.
So
It was relevant, which I pointed out in our reflection.
stick out using that melody. All right. So these are lyrics. So Manny and I will go through it once together, and then we'll do it all together. So nice to meet you. Count by 10. I can show you 10 and 20, 30, 40, 50, then Just out there, 60, 70, you're doing great. 80 is 10 times 8, 90 to 100. Good job. It seems like you're already catching on. So now we're gonna do it with that melody that we showed you. I do you count by 10. I can show you 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 10. Tell some things 60 and 70. You're doing great. 80 and 7. 8, 90 and 100. Good job, everyone. Now, do you think that maybe you can turn and sing to your partner one time? Yeah. Please no. Okay. I'm ready. All right. I can do it or I can show you 10 to 20, 30, 40, 50, 10. Go stop there to the kid. You're doing great. 80 is 10. I can say 90.
Just because of the participation, it looked pretty well received, which I would hope reflects in the actual second grade classroom. A little review. This is where I feel like could have been one of the improvements, making this more closely related to the musical element. But all in all, it did provide practice, which for a actual classroom would
Who can start us off?
do a good job of blending.
50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. Who can tell me what comes after 70 when you skip count by 10?
Bella did a great job kicking on her feet.
Thank you, Piper, for raising your hand.
That was really good. Reflects an actual classroom.
Right.
Especially with me, I feel like my classroom management skills are not the greatest, something I'm still working on. It has been improving since last semester, but that was a good example of good classroom management by Belly. Try to reel them back in, but
What was the question?
Did anybody give me a definition of melody now, since we've already been talking about the
two of a song. It's a group of girls put together to make it.
great job.
Yeah.
thought on my feet.
So I'll be playing another melody, and you guys will try to guess what song this is.
No. Stop. Raise
Raise your hand, raise your hand.
I'm looking for hands. Classroom management skills.
I'll listen to it to get the melody down. So just try to listen to the melody in your head.
Think of skip counting right now.
Yes,
All the numbers.
Yeah, tying it in.
I didn't take a picture. You got it, guys. See that some of you guys are already catching on.
Student engagement.
So Manny and I will run through it. We start with 5, 10, 15, 20, 1, 2, 30, 16. Next comes 35. We go to 40, 45. Comes back every time. We're learning to count 5 5s. We're learning to count 5 5s. You got that 50. Don't forget 55. And I got that 60. What's next? Oh yes.
I will critique my awkward stance right there. feel like singing is something I'm still getting comfortable with. I feel like it definitely would be easier around second graders. For some reason, when I sing, it doesn't matter, but it's work in progress.
Okay, let's try it one more time. We start with 5, 10, 15, 20, 50, don't forget 55. 60, what's next? Oh, yeah, 65.
So you can hear the excitement, and we did a great job creating something on how students decided to count, skip count, which math is a tricky area to get kids excited with. So by using something like this, even in a real classroom, it would work.
So who thinks that they can skip count now?
Time
A lot
practice,
better.
even more practice now.
Oh, I see a lot of hands raised.
All right, let's try skip counting one more time. Let's think of a melody as we skip count.
Well, I was trying to think spontaneously, but now that I think about it, one melody you're gonna take out when you count 0, 5, 10.
55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100.
Good job, guys. Those were our 5s. So who can think in your head for just a moment and look at these blanks and tell me when you know, when you think you might know what goes in the blanks, raise your hand and maybe whisper to your partner to make sure that you're right.
500.
Good student engagement.
See some hands, let's see some hands. Jennifer, what goes next after 5? Whoa, good job.
Student encouragement, student encouragement.
What goes up to 20? What goes up to
25.
Wow, there you go, last one.
Gotta encourage your students, especially when they
What goes after 40?
45.
Great.
job. Okay, so now that we've gone through our 5s, so we seem to know that pretty well. Let's skip count by 10 one more
more
time.
practice.
10.
I like this a lot. Reinforcing effects. Just feel like, yeah, it could have been more musical, at least the practice aspect. But the fact that we were doing it went really well. It gave the musical side of it a purpose, like giving students a chance to show that they know how to skip it.
Job, guys. I just have a couple more questions for you.
questions?
So start to think about these blanks this time with 10s.
Right. Yeah.
Molly, what goes after?
Right there, I could have done some, there was still some
What
talking.
goes after 40?
Class management skills, like
50.
get the room quiet down.
Okay, you go after, what goes after 80?
90.
Good stuff.
Good job, guys.
You're doing so well, man. You put it.
Where's
Okay,
the
last
encouragement as well?
question. What's after 40? If we're skip counting by 5s all together.
45.
What about if we're skip counting by 10?
50.
Good job, guys. Do we want to go through a song one more time?
Yes.
I like that spontaneous thinking. It was benefiting off the fact that the students really were excited and like the musical aspect. So the closure to get them an opportunity to do it again, really good. Especially with how energetic kids are, real like in a real classroom like this, would ease their energy. And wanted to like disrupt a future lesson by singing the song. They got to sing it one last time. Yeah.
Don't forget 55, and that's 60. What's next? Oh, yeah, 65. You can have your 5. I'm the problem is you're doing just fine. Let me get count 5. Let me get count 5.
All right, good job, everyone.
Yeah. So that was my review reflection. I think overall it was a good lesson, great lesson. I can work in a actual second grade classroom. Yeah, the stuff that I pointed out are like a few things that we could have done better. Classroom management and my awkwardness, especially with the whole singing thing. But overall, I think it was a really good lesson. And yeah, thank you.